Hello, everyone. I'm Trinika, and welcome to the Live Well Tour. This channel is dedicated to celebrating womanhood in all its forms, from motherhood and marriage to the art of keeping house while staying fly and confident, personal growth and wellness. While we focus on the modern woman, 35 years and beyond, this community is open to women of all ages who are on a journey to live well or need help with practical tips on this thing we call life. In today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about how can we reignite our spark as women, as moms, as house moms, as housewives, just as a woman being filled with so many hats to fill. You may have young ones that you take care of on a regular basis. You may have parents or elderly parents that you have to take care of on a regular basis. How do we reignite our spark? But I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you've disappeared into your roles? Have you ever felt like you've disappeared into your titles? Like the vibrant, the happy, the passionate version of yourself has slowly faded away, or it is slowly fading away into the background. You wake up, you go through the motions, you take care of yourself, you take care of everything else. Heck, even the animals, the pets, the dogs, the cats, the birds, the fish. But deep down, there's a quiet voice whispering, "What about me?" You are not lost. We are not lost. We are not broken. You are not broken. You are not alone. We are not alone. And you are definitely not selfish for wanting more. Somewhere along the way, we were told that being a mother, being a good woman, or being a good wife means putting ourselves last. But what if I told you that reigniting your own spark isn't just about you? It's about showing up as the most happy, alive, blessed woman that you are, the most radiant and fulfilled version of yourself for the people you love. So again, today I want to talk about how can we reclaim ourselves, how to give ourselves permission to evolve, to change. But not only that, how do we step back into a life that excites us again? I do have a few thought-provoking tips that I want to share with you all on today. I do have a few questions as well. But number one, the first tip I want or I suggest that you have is a secret escape spot. A secret escape spot. Now, that secret escape spot allows you to retreat when you need a break. That escape spot isn't about running away. It's just simply about refilling ourselves, refilling the well so that we can give from a place of abundance, of true and genuine love, and not emptiness or depletion. This secret escape spot could be a bookstore, it could be a cozy coffee shop, or a park. Just somewhere where we can retreat when we need a break. And this secret escape spot doesn't have to be about indulgence or indulging in material things. It doesn't even have to be something extravagant. It's about self-preservation. The mental, the emotional, and the physical demands that we have as being housewives or moms or just being a caretaker or just being a woman. The roles, the hats that we have to fill, the responsibilities, they are ever constant. They are consistent. the tables, the wheels, they never stop turning. So you need a secret escape spot. I also believe in romanticizing solitude without guilt. I have a question. Why do we glorify being, quote, always available? Why do we glorify that? Why do we glorify always being available, but we feel guilty for being alone? Think about that. Every part of our lives revolve around our home, our family, and our responsibilities. It's easy for us to forget who we are outside of those roles. I am so very guilty about this. The secret escape spot will allow us to reconnect with the person beyond the role, beyond wife, beyond mom, beyond caretaker. Sometimes beyond just being a woman and the things, the many tasks that we have to complete. Generational cycles. Many of our mothers and grandmothers never felt they had the right to step away. Question, are we repeating that pattern or are we setting a new standard? How does modeling self-care shape the way our children perceive balance and boundaries and self-worth? Now that's a question I have for you all. How to reignite our spark with mystery and autonomy. Keeping a space or ritual just for yourself is a quiet rebellion against the idea that every moment of the day should be accounted for. Autonomy is crucial to self-worth. I'll tell you, if no one knows where you are for an hour, does it feel freeing or guilt-inducing? And why? That's the question. Write that one down. If no one knows where you are for an hour, or heck, 30 minutes, does it feel freeing or guilt-inducing? Why? All right, moving on. Tip number 2, give yourself permission to evolve. Give yourself permission to change. Every day that we have breath in our body, we are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow. We are allowed to grow. Again, we're allowed to change and we are allowed to explore new parts of ourselves beyond the title, beyond motherhood, beyond homemaking, beyond caretaking. Refrain from guilt. Prioritize your happiness. Prioritize your excitement. Prioritize your passion that makes you a better mom, a better woman, a better spouse, a better partner. Treat yourself with the same care and attention you give to your family because you deserve it. Treat yourself with the same care and attention you give to your family. You deserve it. Now, there is silent pressure to stay the same. I thought about this. There is silent pressure to stay the same. There's an unexpected or unspoken expectation to maintain a consistent identity as a mother, as a wife, as a certain type of woman. Selfless, nurturing, reliable. But growth requires shedding the old us, shedding the outdated version of us. I'll repeat that. There's an unspoken expectation to maintain a consistent identity as a mother, as a woman, as a wife, selfless, nurturing, and reliable. But growth requires that we shed outdated versions of ourselves. If we're always prioritizing others, how do we plan to prioritize our own evolution without guilt? Something to think about. If we're always prioritizing others, how do we learn to prioritize our own evolution without guilt? Navigating the guilt of wanting more. Navigating the guilt of wanting more. Wanting more doesn't mean you don't love your family. It means you love yourself enough to keep growing. Can we allow ourselves to evolve without feeling like we're abandoning the versions of us that everyone depends on? That's a question. Can we allow ourselves to evolve without feeling like we are abandoning the versions of us that everyone depends on? Creating space for our own becoming. Create a space for your own becoming. Evolution doesn't have to be a grand reinvention, but small acts, picking up an old hobby, dressing differently, setting new boundaries can be powerful steps. Once again, evolution does not have to be a grand reinvention, but small acts such as picking up an old hobby, finding a new hobby, dressing differently. You know, we feel a certain type of way when we dress up, honey, or dress a certain way. But those steps can be very powerful. How can we carve out space in our own daily lives to nurture the person that we want to become or that we are becoming? Not just the roles we play. Again, how can you carve out space in your own daily life to nurture the person that you are becoming or you want to become? Next, you have permission to desire outside of the home. Homemaking is fulfilling, but it doesn't have to be the only source of purpose. What secret dreams do you have? Or what secret dreams have you set aside? What if evolving as a woman made you a better mother and wife rather than taken away from those roles? Again, what if evolving as a woman made you a better mother or a better wife, a better spouse, a better partner, rather than taking away those roles? Something to think about. Number 3, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Tap into your sensuality and feminine energy. Tap into your sensuality and feminine energy. You can do this by moving your body in ways that feel good, such as yoga, dancing, or even just stretching. One of my favorites. Actually, all of these are my favorites. I love Pilates better than I do yoga, though. But to each his own. All right. Tapping into our sensuality and feminine energy. You can dress in a way that makes you feel beautiful, not just practical. Dress in a way that makes you feel beautiful. You can tap into your sensuality and feminine energy by just slowing down and embracing the softness, the romance, and pleasure in daily moments. True sensuality isn't just about looking attractive. It's about feeling deeply connected to yourself. It's about how you move, how you breathe, and how you exist in your own skin. Sensuality isn't just about intimacy. It's about how we experience life, the way we drink our coffee, the way we stretch in the morning, the way we wear perfume for no reason. Sensuality should be a presence, not just aesthetic. Sensuality allows us to reconnect ourselves on a soul level. We can remember that we are alive or why we are alive. Question: how do we give ourselves permission to step into our sensuality and femininity without guilt, without shame, just pure presence? Last tip and question: how do we receive and just let life flow? Feminine energy thrives in surrender and in trusting. It allows things to just come to us rather than always chasing. Receive and let life flow. Again, feminine energy thrives in surrender and trust. It allows things to just come rather than us chasing it. Question: are we too caught up in control and structure to allow ourselves to be soft and receive? That's a question. Write that one down. Are you too caught up in control and structure to allow yourself to soften and receive? You are allowed to grow. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to evolve. To rediscover parts of yourself that you've set aside for too long. You don't have to ask for permission to take up space. You don't have to ask for permission to embrace excitement, to be happy. You don't have to ask for permission to follow your own path. All right, guys. I hope today's conversation sparked something in you. A reminder that you are more than just the role you play. We are more than just the role we play. We have dreams. We have passions. Most importantly, we have a voice that matters. So start small. Do one thing today that brings you happiness, that brings you excitement, just for you. And if the guilt creeps in, remind yourself, when you take care of yourself, you're not taking away from your family. You are giving them the best version of you. Honey, your spark is still there. It's always been there. It's time for us to reignite it. Until next time, keep house, stay fly, and live well.